Hello, welcome to Just Vintage Crochet. Let's dive into another mystery pattern. If you're new to the channel, I have a stack of patterns here that were put together for me. I did not compile this pile. We do have photos and titles. I just don't have them attached to the patterns. My son actually has those. And this time we are working a blend of Victorian era, so 1800s, and some 1980s and 1990s. Now, we do have a lot of these patterns from 1991, too many. So much like I've done a few times in the past, we did one of those 1991 patterns in the last video. So this time, if we pick one, I'm just going to keep picking until I find something from a different year, just to keep things changed up. So here we go. Let's pick our pattern. I think there's a Merlin hair in the bowl. That's bad luck. Maybe it's good luck. All right. Pattern number 19. So let me go through my pile and find number 19. So it's another one of those 1991 patterns. So let's just keep picking. That one was already open, number 8. Oh, and number 8 is actually right here. It was sitting with the rest of these. I had just sat them right there, and there it was. Okay, so this one here is from the 1880s. Let's put that number back in and put number 8 away. Here we go. Let me move this out of my way. And it says here, double Berlin wool, which is going to be like a sport weight. Little bit different. The sizes aren't going to be identical, but that's the closest, a sport weight or a heavy fingering weight. 4 shades of any color preferred. Crochet needle number 7 with the darkest wool, make a chain the length required. So this doesn't sound like a wearable, which means for the sake of just seeing what it looks like, I'm going to use any hook, any yarn. It says first row, plain double crochet. Bear in mind these are Victorian UK stitches, so plain double crochet is what we call here in the US a single crochet. All right, let me get some yarn and I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't know how dumb this is going to look, but I have oodles and oodles of this stuff here. This ice cream from a Lion brand. It is a sport weight, but surprisingly, it calls for a 5mm hook. So I'm just going to follow the hook size recommended on the package. It has 4 different colors within it. It's not exactly what they asked for or what they meant, but here we go. This is not, I'm certain this is not a wearable. I have done so many multiple dozens of these patterns that I can tell you right now, chain the length required sounds like an edging. We have done so many edgings that called for this exact, that had this exact wording. So I don't know the length required, so I'm just going to chain a whole bunch of chains, and I don't know what the stitch count needs to be. Not a clue. Back then, you didn't really have to know what the stitch count was because you could just cut or unravel your knot right here and undo the chains you didn't use. So I'm just going to go ahead and work a chain big enough to make a decent sample size. So I will be right back. Okay, so I should have read on because it says row 2. We're going to work some more single crochets all the way to the end, working both loops of the previous row. Now the reason they highlight this is because typically in the Victorian era, they just worked through what we now call the back loop only. So it wants us to work through both loops. So I don't chain whenever I do single crochets. I just give myself a little slack and then I draw up just a little bit and it just creates a cleaner edge. So, okay, I'm going to work a single crochet and I will be, let me finish my sentence, right? A single crochet all the way to the end, and then I will be right back. Okay, now on to row 2, and it's row 3, forgive me, and it says 1 chain turn and do 3 single crochet. So yarn over twice or wool twice over the needle, and insert the hook so as to take up the second stitch of the commencing chain. That's going to be the back loop only. Draw the wool through 2 loops, then through 2 again, wool twice over the needle or yarn over twice, miss 5 stitches of the commencing chain, take up the next. Okay, this is a lot. Look at 4th row is way down here. So we're going to have to take this one little step at a time because she's a word wall. And that is what this is going to be for. So starting here, I'm just going to draw up a little and turn and work 3 single crochet in a row. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now it says to yarn over twice and insert the hook as to take up the second stitch of the commencing row. Did I say loop when I was reading this the first time? Because if I did, I misread that. The second stitch, maybe they want us to skip 1 stitch and into the next one over. Insert the hook so as to take up the second stitch of the commencing chain. This is a chain, by the way. Not in today's lingo, but it is a chain. Okay, I'm going to say that it means to skip 1, but they would have said to skip 1. Or do they want me to go backwards into the second stitch? Maybe that's it. Okay, so here's the second stitch. Of course, it seems like they would have said go back, but maybe not. Maybe when they say take up the second stitch, they're saying go back. Okay, draw the wool through 2 loops, then through 2 loops again, wool over twice, miss 2 loops, then through 2 loops twice more. Did that make any sense to you? Miss 2 loops? What? Oh, I hope this one has a picture. Oh. And now I'm stuck because what? Miss 2 loops? They couldn't possibly mean on here. So do they mean 2 stitches? Let's see, get back to where I was. Okay. Wool twice over the needle. Wait. These word walls, they will take your eyes from here to here in a second, skipping everything. So I have is to take up the second stitch of the commencing, draw the wool through 2 loops, then through 2 loops again, wool over twice the needle, miss 5 stitches. I'm telling you, these word walls. Okay. Miss 5 stitches. Got to keep up with it, huh? Okay. Wool over twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, miss 5 stitches. Take up the next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then in the 6th, take up the next. This doesn't seem right, but hey, I'm not gonna judge. I got lost again. Ugh. All I did was look away from it for a second. Take up the next, draw the wool through 2 loops, then through 2 twice more. Insert the hook in the next stitch of the single crochet of the previous row. Draw the wool through, and oh my goodness. Okay, so pull through 2. I still have 3 loops on my hook. So now it's saying this. Let's see here. Miss 5 stitches. Draw the wool through 2 loops, then 2 loops twice more. 2 loops twice more. So 1 and 2. There we go. Okay. Insert the hook in the next stitch of the single crochet of the previous row. This seems weird. Okay. Every time I look away, I get lost. The previous row, draw the wool through, and then through the 3 stitches on the needle. Okay. Insert the hook in the single crochet of the previous row, draw the wool through. I did that, but I only have 2 on my hook. Draw the wool through, and then through the 3 stitches on the needle. I just have 2. Well, okay, it said 2 more. That has to be, I don't know. I don't know what is happening here. This can't be right. Okay, well, it was only 2. Let's carry on. It's obviously not going to be correct. Gosh, I hope this one has a picture. These Victorian patterns don't always have a picture. These later century patterns typically do, but they don't always. 5 single crochet, then 2 more long treble. Oh, I wish you would have just told me to make a long treble to begin with, which is a double. In the US, that's a double treble, where you yarn over twice. I wish they would have just told me that. This looks strange. Like I didn't do it right. Okay, 5 single crochet. So I have to make a single crochet. That's the one I undid. Now 5 more. Wait, right? 5 single crochet and then 2 more long. There's no way this is right. This isn't right. Nope, nope, nope. And you can't convince me it is. Okay. Maybe don't go back into the second stitch. What was that? Undo that. Okay, don't go back. I'm gonna have to try this one again. Goodness. 3 single crochet. Yarn over twice for a US double treble, UK treble treble or triple treble, and insert the hook as to take up the second stitch. You know what? I'm just going to go into the very next stitch over and work a US treble. Okay. Draw the wool through. Wait, there was other stuff though. I can't just get all willy-nilly like this. There was other stuff. Okay, take up the second stitch of the, draw the wool through 2 loops, then through 2 again, twice, yarn over. So, all right, draw through 2 loops, then through 2 again. So it's an incomplete double treble. Then yarn over, and in the next stitch over, do this. Then it said to work a single crochet. Now I have 4 loops on my hook. Maybe it wants me to do like a slip stitch through all 3 like this. Do you suppose that's what it means? No, not likely. Okay. Miss 5 stitches of the commencing chain. I don't know what you are talking about, so I'm going to ignore it. Take up the next, draw the wool through 2 loops, then through 2 twice more. Okay. That would be the twice more. I'm going to try this again. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Get this out of the way so you can see. So here's what I'm going to do, because I don't understand this bonkers wording. And it's not bonkers back then, but it surely is bonkers to me now. And through these 2, leaving 2 undone, perhaps. Aha. Hey, yeah, so let's try that again. I got to get this down pat. So yarn over into the next stitch, make an incomplete US double treble, yarn over twice again, next stitch over, another we're going to pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2, leaving now 2 on the hook, and in the next stitch over we work basically a half double crochet without yarning over first. Okay, so it's a little funky looking. Okay, I'm gonna ignore this miss 5 stitches. I don't understand that. Okay, insert the hook. Then it said here, all right, through the 3 stitches, then work 5 single crochet and then 2 more US double treble, the first of them in the next chain to the double treble already done. And the other at an interval of, I'm done. Here's the pattern. Email me. I'd love to see what it's supposed to look like. Or I guess I can probably get the title and picture. I'm going to pick another pattern. I'm done with this one. Here's the rest of that pattern. Right there. Take your screenshots. Keep it yours forever and ever. Let me find out what this thing is called and what it's supposed to look like. I'm done. Okay, now I really need one of you to make it. Justin said there was no picture. This was just a pattern, a standalone pattern. Raised diamond lattice crochet. It sounds absolutely lovely. I desperately need someone to make this. I will post it in the community comments, the community post section where I can do pictures. Everybody will see. So please, someone make this, please. Actually, here you go. You guys have been asking for a mystery pattern. Well, here's one the whole community can get in on, and we'll just compare photos and see how many people got it pretty much the same and how many got it completely different. I love seeing the different interpretations. So here is a community mystery pattern, an impromptu one. I would really like to see. Let me see if I can do this. You guys can get a really good screenshot. I know this corner here is falling a little bit. Get you some really good screenshots. There you go. And we already know it's called this. What we don't know is what this looks like. All right, let me pick another pattern because this one was a bust for me. And I think regardless of what the next pattern is, which we're not going to do a 1991 one, I'm still going to skip those. I'm just going to use this yarn in this hook because I already have it right here. Okay, let's get a good pattern. Come on, don't make me pick more than one. Something not from 1991. Pattern number 18. I thought it might be the one on top. Just a moment. Let me find number 18. We got to repick. Number 18 is a 1991 pattern. Okay. This video is kind of going off the rails. Number 6. Be right back. I'm going to look for number 6. Yeah, it's a 91. I'm just going to move these 91 ones off to the side. That one there is a 1990. It's totally different. It's not one of these. All of these, for those who are new, all of these came out of the same book. Justin pulled like 12. Justin pulled something like 12 patterns out of the same book and put it in our pile, and it just dominates. Almost every number I pull is a 1991. Okay, so I wasn't filming the pattern that I picked. I kept picking one 1991 pattern after another. I finally got this one from the 1880s, pattern number 22. I also already put the number up and I started working it. Like this was all I thought being filmed. It was not. It wants us to start with 45 chains. It says here, this splendid blank, 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 blank is worked in Dutch crochet. It says it is worked in Dutch crochet, so we'll see what that looks like. With white peacock wool or variegated if you're lazy, like me, of which 4 ounces will be required, and a number 8 bone crochet needle. I do have bone crochet needles from the Victorian era. I bought them from England's Etsy. So Etsy England. And it says here, began with 45 chains, and then the first row has quite a bit going on. So now you're caught up. So these are my 45 chains, and it says right here, first row, 1 single crochet in the 4th chain from the needle, from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 single crochet. Then it says, the 4th chain from the needle. Then it says, here's the repeat, 1 chain, miss 1 stitch of the foundation, 1 single crochet in the next. And then it says to repeat. It says repeat from here to the end of the row. So here we go. Chain 1, get this out of your way. Skip 1, and in the next chain over, I am working in the back purls. Chain 1, skip 1, or back bumps. Here we go. Single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. I'll be right back. Okay, now it says here, second row, 2 chain to turn, yarn over the needle, insert the hook under the chain stitch of the last row and draw the wool through over the needle and raise, another loop in the same place. Yarn over the needle and raise a 3rd loop, all the loops to be as long as loose as possible. Oh, as long and as loose. I missed the word and. Yarn over the needle and draw through all these loops. Yarn over the needle and draw through 2 stitches on the needle, 1 chain, repeat from here, right here. There will be 21 clumps in a row. I love that. That's going in the memory Rolodex. We're working with clumps. Okay, it says to chain 2 to turn. I will chain 2. And basically going to go over all that again. Chain 2 to turn, yarn over the needle, insert the hook under the chain stitch. And basically we're going to draw up 3 loose loops. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. 2, a clump stitch. Draw through all these loops to make a clump stitch. It says here, yarn over the needle, raise a 3rd, all the loops. Okay, wool over all these loops, wool over the needle, draw through 2 stitches on the needle, 1 chain, repeat. Oh, you know what? I bet I wasn't supposed to work through actually all of them, but leave 2 on the end, work through 2, now chain 1, and here's the next chain space. So here we go. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, pull through almost everything, leave 2, pull through those 2, then chain 1, and the next chain space. And so I'm just working through these chain 1 spaces here. 1, 2, 3, there we go. Chain 1. Always one of my prettiest stitches to work. I love working with this stitch. What did I do here? Why is that one so weird? What did I do to make that one so weird? You know, like with that, I forget what it's called, this sunburst or starburst stitch where it basically looks like a sunflower. Love it. All right, I don't know why that one looked so different. I think I'm not going to draw up quite as loose. It was a little loose, that one I made. It was a little messy looking. That looks better, right? Oh, nope, don't yarn over first. That might be what I did wrong the last time, is I might have yarned over first. 2, 3. There we go, chain 1. Okay, I'm gonna work this all the way to the end. I'll be right back. Okay, there is row 1 done. 2, row 2 done. Yeah, forgive me, row 2. I'm telling you, my dog's doggy here. Okay, row 3, 3 chain to turn, 1 single crochet above the first clump. I love this rider of loops, taking up both top threads of wool. 1 chain, 1 single crochet. If I said double up here, I meant to say single. 1 single crochet above the next clump. And repeat. I'm gonna have to call this pattern, it's clump. You guys remember that song from the 90s by the Presidents of the United States of America? She's lump, she's lump, I can't play the song. She's in my head, you know? This is the, she's clump, she's clump. Okay, repeat from. Okay, easy row. So it wants us to chain 3. The she's clump, whatever this is. I mean, at this point, the sample size I'm making, you could call it a scarf. I don't know. Maybe it is a scarf. Who knows? Okay, and it said to work a single crochet above the clump, taking up both threads. Then it said, I think this is going to be I think it's going to be a whole single crochet row. Then we're going to chain 1, right? I was too busy singing that song in my head. Chain 1, single crochet above the next clump. So basically we're repeating, in a sense, we're repeating row 1. I almost want to do, no. Quit trying to modernize these old patterns, Karina. So chain 1, clump. I love it. Single crochet, chain 1, next clump over. I'm having a Beavis and Butthead moment, okay? Well, it's a funny word, clump. I'll be back. I am too immature for this right now, so I'll be right back. I'm going to finish working the single crochets above the clumps to the end. Okay, so I wound up having to work 2 single crochet on the end, 1 above the last clump and 1 into the turning chain to keep it from having like any kind of a dip here on the side. See, here's how it looks without working in that turning chain. Now, if we were to turn and, like, let's say it asks us to do this again, right? There's a ledge right here. There's a dip. That's because it's being shorted by 1 stitch. So I just worked a single crochet into the top of my turning chain right there. And so I hope that doesn't ruin anything, but that's what I wound up doing. Okay. 4th row. I have a feeling 4th row is going to be a repeat of the clump row. I'm being mature about it this time. So it does want us to chain 2 and work 21 clumps, the same as the 2nd row. Repeat the last 2 rows till 34 rows of clumps are done for half of the comforter. Oh no, he didn't mark out the word comforter. So a comforter now means like a big plushy, floofy blanket. But a comforter then was a neck scarf. So this is a neck scarf. Or it may be longer if so desired. Proceed with the edging without breaking off the wool. So then we get into the edging. But it's, you know, hopefully this one has a picture. The last one didn't. But, you know, spoiler, it is a scarf, which makes sense why it is this wide. And I am using essentially the accurate size yarn. So, okay. In the last one here, chain 2, and we worked into the chain 1 spaces. So did I yarn over first? I bet I did. Yep. Okay, without yarning over first, we just draw up. 1, 2, and 3. Pull through almost all of them. then chain 1, and the next chain 1 space over. Oops, I keep wanting to yarn over. So this should put this row of stitches in between I'm trying to be mature about this, okay? These clumps are going to be between these clumps. Don't you judge me. It's funny. I don't care. It's funny. Okay, so for the sake of not having a tremendously long video or night, I'm going to work a couple of rows of these. Then we'll go ahead and get started on the edgings so we can at least conclude it and see what the edgings look like. So I'm going to work another row of this stitch, and then a row of the single crochet stitches, and then another row of clumpy lumpy lumps. I'll be right back. Well, this gave me an opportunity to show you what I mean. So I put that single crochet row back, then I went ahead and worked the special stitch row. And so here's what I mean, how I have to end this. This goes in that chain because we have to start this row here with a chain 3 on the end, but we have, okay, well, no, we start the single crochet row with a chain 3. So we work the last puff stitch in the chain 3. I'm going to chain 1 and work my double crochet into the top of the 2 chains here. And that's how I keep the edge straight. All right. This colorway is really pretty. Let me show you this colorway if you're interested. Again, this is Ice Cream by Lion Brand, and the color is called Smurf. Really pretty color. I know that it's available on US Amazon. I'm not sure where you can get your hands on it worldwide, but I know that Lion Brand is in multiple countries. Okay, second row, 2 chain to turn, 1 single crochet under the first space of last row, 2 chain, 1 double crochet, US double crochet in the same place. Okay, so we'll do all that first. Nope. Here we go. Wrong spot. Then we'll get into what we do after we work the double crochet. Okay, so 2 chain to turn, 1 single crochet under the first space right here. That might widen it, actually. No, you know what? On the end of your row, nix the chain 1. I think that would widen it. Just make a double crochet. That seems like it's going to make more sense. Yeah. So don't do the chain 1 before you work your double on these puff rows. Okay, so chain 2 and work a single crochet in the first chain space. Then it says 2 chain, 1 double crochet in the same place. No. Yeah. Okay. So that might have been their version of slip stitching over the single crochet. Makes up for the 2 chains. It's very messy. It's very, very messy. We can do this better. We can do this differently. We're going to slip stitch. Chain 1. Y'all know I'm dying to do it. I'm going to do a stacked single for a double crochet. Now, isn't that better? I think that's better. Don't tell the Victorians. They'll get very offended. Miss the next space, 1 single crochet in the next 2 chain. No. 1 single crochet in the next, then 2 chain, 1, okay. I just found it to be so utterly unattractive. didn't like it, but okay. All right. Okay. We'll do what they said. Single crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Okay. We'll just do it the way they said. I'll behave. Miss the next space. So no chain in between. 2 chain, 1 double in the same place. Miss the next space. 1 single crochet in the next, then 2 chain, 1 double in the same place, and repeat to the end. So miss the next space, and in the next one over, we don't chain. I guess not. You know what? Let me get over myself over here trying to change things. Give it a chance, Karina. My goodness. Get over yourself. This might be a whole thing. I need to just let it happen. This could be very cool. Man, shut my mouth. Shut my mouth. Tell the Victorians so they can laugh. Ha. You should have just listened. We told you. Just trust us. Oh, nope. I have to skip. That I did in the very next space. So skip the next space, and in the next one over, work the single, chain 2, and then a double, skip, and in this one, single, chain 2, double. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to work this all the way to the end. Okay, that's all done. Let's move on to the 3rd row. Okay. And I'll just hold this up so that you can read it, because I get a little tongue-tied reading on camera. I'm a little shy about it. Okay. In small little phrases, I'm not so much, but reading a whole thing, yeah, I get a little insecure. All right, 2 chain to turn. It's easier if I read as I go, because there's like a thing happening. 1 single crochet under the first space of the last row. I had to work 2 single crochet on the end again. Okay, that's the first space. Then it says 4 chain, 2, 3, 4, yarn over the needle or the hook, insert the hook in the 2nd chain from the needle, and draw the wool through. Do this 6 times. Wool over the needle and draw through all the stitches on the needle. 1 chain to keep the ball firm. 1 slip stitch, a single crochet in Victorian terms and UK Victorian terms, is a slip stitch. Okay. All right, that said, I said a lot. Yarn over the needle, insert the hook in the 2nd chain from the needle. Okay. I'm just going to work in the side. And then do this 6 times. I can't draw the loop up very well. So yarn over every time. 3. Okay. Maybe here. I'm going to go under here. 4, 5, I guess right here, and 6. Yarn over and pull through and chain 1. I hope that's correct. Let me get up here where you can see. I'm sorry. Okay. Do this 6 times. Yarn over, draw through to keep the ball firm. 1 slip stitch in the next chain stitch. 1 double in the same place. The single crochet, forgive me. Oh, no, nope, blah, blah. Let me rewind that. 1 double crochet in the same place the single crochet stitch is worked into. 1 single crochet stitch in the next space and repeat from the 4 chains. Now recommence on the foundation chain and work for the other half of the comforter to correspond. Okay, so that was slip stitch into the next chain or space. 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over and draw up 6 more loops. 1, go through 6 more stitches. 2, 3, well, 4, 5, and then into the top of this one here, and 6, pull through everything, chain 1, and slip stitch into the next space over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting little shells. I really like them. Okay, 1. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then slip stitch into the next chain space over. I dig that. That is pretty cool. I'm going to finish this all the way to the end, and then we'll do a reveal. We'll see. Hopefully there's an image. For sure we know we have a title. We also know it's a comforter, and that's pretty much all that it's going to say. So we need the image. I don't like that this looks like this. This little, I guess maybe it don't matter. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so here it is. Again, I'm not super thrilled about the ledge here. I probably would have opted to just, knowing what this is going to look like, I would have opted to just make an extra one right here just for becauses. But yeah, there it is. I'll even put it upside down this way, as this is the way it will be hanging off of your shoulders. That's really a neat way to make some shells on the side. I dig it. And there is the back side of the piece. It looks just as nice as the front. I love that. I love a reversible piece. It would have to be, though. It's a neck scarf. All right, let me get the title and a picture. And is my camera tilted a little? It seemed like it was tilted a little. There's the center. I'll be right back. Okay, I will say this. I'm looking at the picture of it now. Mine has a lot more gaps than theirs, but they did call for a chain 1. Now, bear in mind, these are drawings, and why does theirs look, I guess it helped to have the picture. It only called for 1 row of the single crochet before we got into the shells, but they got, now this, I'm going to imagine the scarf is folded in half, and so you're seeing one end here and the other end here. But here is how it's supposed to look. And my question is, they got, it looks like 3 or 4 rows of those single crochet stitches before they even get to these side bobbles. And mine look like pointy fans, whereas theirs look like almost like bobble stitches. But theirs is, the bits between is a lot closer together. Again, these are drawings. So that's okay. I like it. I'm not, see, this is the one stitch that looks like what I made. This is the way the person drew this as he or she was looking at it. But it is a comforter, it is a neck scarf, and there is the pattern. And here, let me hold this up for you so you guys can have this pattern. Take your screenshots, 2 patterns and 1. And please, somebody make that other one for me. All right, let me get all of this out of your way so you get a good quality screenshot. Take that off. So you can have a quality screenshot. That is the start. Okay, and there is the whole body of it. And it is from the 1880s. We don't know exactly what year. Okay, and then we'll get this. We'll just do all of this in one. That's what it's supposed to look like. Oh, it says comforter down there. So there you go. So you could take a screenshot of that, clean it up, put it all together, staple it, and you got a pattern. There you go. If I moved them away too fast, you can always pause the screen and give it a minute for the red line to go away, and then you can take a good screenshot. Yeah, this one was a wild one. It was a very clumpy, lumpy video. I love that these are clumps. They should have called this Clumpy Comforter. Clumpy Comforter. Yep, it's a tongue twister. Okay, guys, I love you guys lots, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.